Trump's New York trial continues. I'm going to prove to you why this whole thing is a scam. Many times using Democrats' own words, like Geraldo Rivera, who has a Geraldo 2.0 experience, turning against his anti-Trump ways and now re-embracing his friend. Welcome to Doug in Exile. I'm Doug TenNapel. This is where the happy patriots are, making the case for Trump's innocence in New York all day, all night. And this is easy. I can do this in my sleep. Watch.
I think it's pretty extraordinary for, in the very first jury pool, before you interview anybody, half of the jury pool already says they're so biased against President Trump that they can't serve on the jury.
That's just the normal population of New York. Over half have dismissed themselves, saying, I can't see past my hatred of the guy. That's my first case. I hope you guys have subscribed if you like this stuff. Let's go. Here's Donald Russo, one of the guys I kind of dig on Twitter or on X. Trump got 14.5% of the vote in Alvin Bragg's district in 2020. So we're trying to get 14% of that district to be on the jury pool. So if they get 500 people to choose from, they should be able to find 12 maybe, or 6, that ought to be enough to find 1, maybe 2 jurors who will hang the jury. Good voir dire. Oh, that word, I can't even say it. And jury selection is the key. The Trump jurors can even vote for a misdemeanor, not a felony. See Glover rule. Now, I am not for the misdemeanor for Trump to accept that at all. I think he should fight this and not give him that. I don't want the president to have a misdemeanor on his record either. But the main thing is that it only takes 1 or 2 to hang this jury, and then Trump is off. They need to get them all in there. Now, here's the margin was still wide, though, with Trump winning 61.6% of the Staten Island vote to Biden's 37%. So there, Trump was getting a slightly better number, which is why they wanted to move it to Staten Island. But the judge said no. Biden won Manhattan by 84% to 14%. The Bronx, 82% to 17%. Brooklyn, 74% to 25%. And the Queens from 69% to 30%, while Biden improved on Clinton's margin. So Trump is, if he's winning like worst case in Manhattan, 14%, you got to try to get just 1 or 2 jurors to hang that jury and say, we will not vote guilty for Trump on that Judge Merchan court.
This is what we call voir dire, where the lawyers and the judges ask questions of the potential jurors to ferret out any bias. Before we even get to do that, half the jury pool already says they're fully biased. That's only going to feed into, I think, Donald Trump's claim that the public integrity of the courts and the prosecutors is to be questioned as being biased and unfair against them.
Yeah, this should absolutely have been moved to a different jurisdiction, and they'll probably get it. It'll probably get appealed. Trump's going to be found guilty, let's say, and they'll appeal it. They'll go, look, you knew you should have moved it. You knew it. Here's Donald Trump's posts on Truth Social. He is reposting Geraldo Rivera. Why is Trump posting Geraldo Rivera, his one-time friend who stabbed Trump in the back and said, I can't go with any of this election stuff because Trump is such a criminal? Geraldo Rivera is now defending Donald Trump. Ladies and gentlemen, another huge win. Geraldo Rivera, like New York Attorney General Letitia James, New York County District Attorney Alvin Bragg is an elected Democrat who openly campaigned that he was going to get Donald Trump. Guys, Alan Dershowitz left the Democrat Party just this week. He said, I'm not a Democrat anymore. I quit. Back to Geraldo. This lawfare is undignified, indeed un-American. If I represented Trump, I would file a bar complaint for political activists to stoop to this level to make garbage precedent about the first criminal prosecution of a former president is shameful. Targeted persecution should not be part of our criminal justice system. This isn't justice. This is politics. Oh, Geraldo Rivera 2.0. He took a little time off from Fox News and they fixed him. But I went and checked his Twitter feed, and here's what the fans are saying about him. I'm a liberal and don't even know it. By the way, I'm an idiot. Here's Greg Price on Twitter. In 2022, Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg reduced 52% of all felony charges to a misdemeanor. And so he's known for reducing felonies to misdemeanor for thugs that go around, throwing people on train tracks and gang violence. In 2023, he then elevated a misdemeanor to a felony that both the Department of Justice and his predecessor refused to go after so he could indict the Republican nominee for president. Today, Donald Trump will be in court because America is currently making Putin's Russia look like a free country. Thank you, Democrats. You're earning your reputation every second. But I got more.
A lot of things having to do with this trial, including the DA, because you go right outside and people are being mugged and killed all day long, and he's sitting here all day with about 10 or 12 prosecutors over nothing.
Yeah, the New Yorkers themselves know people are outside being mugged, and this is what Alvin Bragg is doing with his time. Get Trump. Here's a tweet or a meme about Mershon. This dirty judge put a gag on Trump so he can't talk about his corrupt family. But I can, we can on this show too. Spread the link around while we're at it. Get this word out. Trump has a gag order. We don't. His daughter has been paid $4 million by Adam Schiff. His daughter gets donations from her social posts showing Trump in prison. His wife works with Letitia James. Here's the great Robert Barnes on the Viva Fry show.
That his family is making money off this rogue criminal prosecution. Just like Fani Willis, the judge in New York, family is pocketing money off of the prosecution of Trump. That is not just partisan corruption, not just moral corruption. That is literal corruption.
I love that. Oh, and it's not just Judge Mershon that is in literal corruption. Here's a meme of Alvin Bragg, net worth $42 million. His net worth has grown 300% in the past 5 years. Same with Fani Willis, same with Letitia James. Why are they all getting rich? Where's the money coming from, everybody? He owns 12 properties, 8 cars, 3 luxury yachts. How did DA Bragg become so wealthy? Here's Robert Barnes.
What is the judge's reaction? Not, hey, maybe I should disqualify myself. No,
Gang.
It's Trump. You better shut up and not tell anybody about it, or I'm going to put you in prison even before we go through trial.
What a dirty, dirty anti-family. They want to punish Trump.
Some amazing things happened today. As you know, my son has graduated from high school, and it looks like the judge will not let me go through the graduation of my son, who's worked very, very hard. He's a great student. He's very proud of the fact that he did so well. And I was looking forward for years to have graduation with his mother and father there. And it looks like the judge isn't going to allow me to escape this scam.
He's cruel for not letting Trump go to his son's graduation. Donald Russo over on X platform says, as noted by Judge Gary C. Hobbs at the end of his decision, quote, nothing in CPL 182.2.20 prohibits a defendant from requesting and consenting to appear virtually at a hearing. That's right. Trump could be on video at this hearing and be able to go to his son's graduation, but they did not offer it to him. They will not let him do it. Instead, Mershon threatened that Trump, you'll go to prison if you don't show up and get off that campaign trail. We have to keep you from winning.
That I can't go to my son's graduation, or that I can't go to the United States Supreme Court, that I'm not in Georgia or Florida or North Carolina campaigning like I should be. It's perfect for the radical left Democrats. That's exactly what they want. This is about election interference. That's all it's about. Thank you very much.
And I just had to fit that in because that's Trump still campaigning, underlining all of the bullet points, and the news just put it on the air for him. So he's campaigning without campaigning. Here's Molly Hemingway, the great one on X. Excellent point from Steve Turley here. When DNC Hillary Clinton lied about the 2016 campaign funding of the Steele dossier, there was no criminal charges or media calls for accountability. We're just going to compare how the law is lowered for these criminal Democrats, and for a Republican, Trump farted. He needs the death penalty. But the Trump NDA gets charged. Rule of law destroyed from the New York Post. And here's Jonathan Turley, never Trumper. Boy, talk about a born-again experience. Watch this guy defend Trump.
In this case, you're taking this misdemeanor, reviving it because it was dead, suggesting a crime that doesn't exist, and then hitting Trump with dozens of counts. Most citizens, at least outside New York, see that for what it is. It's the weaponization of the criminal justice system.
Yeah, New Yorkers can't see it for what it is, as a weaponization of the criminal justice system, because it's mostly Democrats, mostly psychos, mostly weirdos, mostly mental slaves to the state. Now, there's still free patriots there in New York. New York is one of my biggest conservative audience that watch this show, so my patriots are out there. I don't know if you want to give up on New York. I'm not saying move out, but I'm saying, because we always want a patriot to fight. You have to be in the game to fight. You have to be in New York to fight, to win, to advocate for the truth. So I like the idea of staying in the fight.
The impact of these trials is going to be the same impact from the indictments. People are going to look at this. They're going to say, why are the Democrats and Joe Biden and these crazy DAs wasting our time with these stupid trials? Why are the media networks fawning over this coverage left and right while the country is a mess, inflation is skyrocketed, and the world is on fire?
That's Byron Donalds. He could still be working. I think he's still working the vice president angle, but of course he's telling the truth on this. This is the kind of guy that, I know my audience already, you guys have weighed in, that Byron Donalds is probably the favorite vice president pick of this audience.
Joe Biden is the one who is the master of disaster. Joe Biden is the one who has led America to its weakest point in more than 40 years. And for you guys to want to focus on Donald Trump as if he's the problem, that is ridiculous, because when he was president, America was significantly better off. It's going to backfire this November.
And that's the good news we're going to end on. It's going to backfire this November. Man, Byron Donalds, what a great vice president pick he would be, huh? I'd love to see him president 2028. I'd feel a lot better than we do right now, right? Let me know what you guys think. Is Trump going to is he going to still get locked in the clink on this one, or fined over this fraud trial? Or do they get one juror to flip, hang the jury, and let him off the hook? I'm Doug in Exile.